Hi, so today I'm going to have a little look at start finish boxes, just some of the initial information for them. I'm actually going to do two further videos, one showing you the types of activities that you could put into those boxes and how they could be used in terms of back chaining and things like that, and extending those activities. And then another one actually showing you a demonstration of start finish boxes with a child and how that would look. But initially I just want to explain a little bit about start finish boxes. They're something that we would use with a child to extend their concentration, to get them focused on specific targeted activities that we want them to do. Also to get them doing things that are a bit more adult led, particularly if they're a child that very much likes to be on their own agenda. It's a great way of kind of giving them a routine and some visual clues in that actually I need you to sit and do this first with me, which eventually the more you use them with a child, the more of a routine it will become. And it's also something that's a very transferable skill for when they move on to nursery and to school, for them to be able to have this system where they know I've got this amount of work to do and I need to get it finished into this box, and when that's done then I can perhaps have some free time, or it might be playtime, or and so it is a really good skill for some of our children to aid them further along the line in their education. So start finish boxes, they're exactly what they say. It's a box where you have activities that you start with on one side, and when they're finished they go into the finish box on the other. Start finish boxes are always worked from left to right, so your start activities, your activities to do, will always be on your left hand side, and when they are finished they will be moved to your right hand side. Now when I'm doing them in a home visit, I actually have two washing up bowls, one green, one red. Now you don't have to have green and red washing up bowls, they can simply be washing up bowls, but I find these are quite good because we've got the start and the stop. So this is all the activities to be done, this is all the activities that are finished. So anything like this, any kind of bowl, washing up bowl, it could be a clear plastic bowl that you've got, or Tupperware container. It may even be that what you've actually got at home at the moment is just simply a couple of cardboard boxes, and they will work equally as well. I know another way of doing it when you're at home and you might not have access to all this sort of stuff is simply using two kitchen trays. Now with the kitchen trays, if you've got two that are completely different, always use the same one for the start box and the same one for the finish box, so your child will automatically recognise from that, this is the one I work from, this is the one that's finished. So you're setting that routine. If the trays are exactly the same, then I'll show you another way to differentiate with that. So if you've got two trays that are the same, or you're using cardboard boxes or clear Tupperware boxes, they're not particularly red or green for your child to see. A simple way to do that is red and green paper, cut a couple of circles, and then on the box itself you just put sellotape the circles, one red, one green. You'd obviously have those, if it's quite big boxes like this, you'd have the colours facing the child so they can see their green box and the red box. If you haven't got red and green coloured paper, simply cut out a couple of bits and colour them red and green. And again with the trays, these can be used, if you've got your trays, you can have your green tray and your red tray so that your child can see which is the start and which is the finish. So that's the actual boxes that you'd need in practicality. So they don't have to be boxes, they could be trays, could be cardboard boxes, they could be washing up bowls, or they could simply be two reasonable size kind of Tupperware containers, something like that. And I would try where possible to label them with green and red, your green on the left and your red on the right. So that's a little bit about the actual boxes that you need. As I say, the other thing I would say with doing box work is when you're doing it, you need to do it when you've got the time to do it, in a quiet area somewhere where you can focus with your child on what you're wanting them to do. I would always try and do it in that same area to start with, And I would look at it being some sort of table, so perhaps a coffee table or a dining room table, but definitely somewhere where you can sit and put the boxes on. I know at the moment I'm kneeling in my shed, this isn't the ideal position to be doing it, but just to show you on here, you know, somewhere where you can have the box on each side and the space in the middle for the activity to go that you're working on with your child. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend a table. Doing it, if you have a dining room table, doing it there is absolutely a fantastic way of doing it, or a kitchen table. So that's the boxes themselves. As I say, what you will do is you'll put some activities in your start one. You would take one activity out at a time, do that with your child. When it's finished, you put it back in a bag and put it into your finish container. Now, I will do a separate video around the types of activities and how we'd look at extending that. We would look at starting with very minimal activities, so 1 or 2, and perhaps only wanting your child to engage very briefly for a second or 2 on that activity before saying it's finished, and then we'd look to extend that time and concentration period as they got more used to using the start finish boxes. So that's what you need first of all, is a set of 2 boxes and some way of indicating the start and finish. If you look at my next video, you'll be able to see the types of activities, and I'll go through some of the sorts of activities that we would use in a start finish box.